Growing up, there was a man who lived a few houses down whose name was synonymous with fear and dark rumors. He was the quintessential creepy, old neighbor, the one every single parent in the neighborhood used as a cautionary tale. He was heavily rumored to be dangerous, the subject of whispers that traveled faster than any playground gossip. The stories circulating were truly wild. People claimed he was crazy, that he had erratic and violent tendencies, and the darkest rumor, the one that kept us kids far away from his property line, was that he had somehow unlived his own family. His house sat quiet and perpetually shaded by enormous, old oak trees, its silence only fueling the sinister narratives. Our parents weren't subtle about it. They used to constantly warn us, stay away from that house. Don't go near him. The mystery only intensified our childhood curiosity. Then, one year on Halloween night, fueled by a terrifying mix of sugary ambition and juvenile defiance, my brothers and I decided we had to do it. We had to knock on the door of the rumored madman for trick-or-treating. We approached his porch in a silent, terrified huddle. Our hands were shaking beneath our plastic masks as we finally raised a shaky fist and knocked. The suspense was unbearable. We fully expected a slam, a growl, or maybe even an empty, eerie silence. To our complete surprise, after a long, agonizing moment, the heavy door slowly opened. There he stood, the feared boogeyman of our block. But he opened the door with the biggest, most genuine smile we had ever seen. We were frozen, ready to bolt. But he stood aside, inviting us in with a warm, gentle gesture. We cautiously peeked past the threshold and saw that, contrary to popular belief, his house was well kept, tidy, and spotless, smelling faintly of cinnamon and old books. He greeted us warmly, his voice cracking slightly with emotion, and said, "You guys made my day. I always buy chocolates every year, but no kid ever comes by." He didn't just give us candy. He filled our bags with tons of chocolates, full-size bars, premium treats, the kind of haul that made us gasp. He was genuinely thrilled by our presence. The sheer normalcy of the moment hit me hard. It honestly made me feel a profound wave of sadness that this was not a monster, but just a simple, harmless, lonely old man whose life had been demonized by neighborhood gossip. We left his porch that night rich in candy and richer in understanding. We never told our parents about the visit, but the damage was done. Since that Halloween, we would regularly visit him after school just to say hi. He was always excited to see us, inviting us in for lemonade or cookies. He finally told us his true story. He had been completely alone for 30 years after his beloved wife passed away due to complications from childbirth. His subsequent grief and withdrawal were what the fearful, judgmental neighborhood had misinterpreted as murderous rage. We kept visiting him regularly, finding comfort in his quiet company and basking in the genuine joy our presence gave him, right up until we left for college a few years later. When he finally passed away, my brothers and I immediately drove back home for his funeral. The attendance was sparse, mostly his lawyer and a few distant relatives. But the final shock came afterward. The lawyer explained that after the sale of his modest home, the entire proceeds were to be given directly to us. The lawyer then handed each of us a small, fragile envelope containing a handwritten letter. I opened mine and read the simple, elegant script. It said, "Your presence gave me hope, and you were the first ones I will tell my wife about. Thank you for ending my exile." We stood there, clutching the unexpected inheritance and the life-changing letter, realizing that the man the world feared was the kindest soul we'd ever known, and all it took was a knock on the door to find that truth.